What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Redbeard's Garage. Just like always, we're getting down to the wire. So if you've been following along the last couple of weeks, we've been trying to get this buggy finished up. We have a ton of stuff to do, and it seems like the days are just eking by. We have to get the front end done. In the last video, we stopped at building the spindles and modifying the A-arms, so now we need to modify the tie rod. All we have to do is build some extensions for the tie rods to get the pivot of the tie rod the same as the A-arm. So I'm going to do that real quick out some 1-inch solid rod, and then we can make our tie rods, get that mounted, and we're going to get our front brakes put in. Then once that's done, we can do our battery, footrest for the passenger, and just keep working through the ever so long list, dash, all this stuff. So we might jump around in the video. I don't know what's going to happen exactly first. I got ADHD, so my mind bounces around on this stuff, so let's just get it done. Sorry for the long intro. Let's get right into fabrication. So with the new steering rack installed, we have it sitting down in there. You can see that our pivot point is here and there on the A-arm, and that's where our tie rod the fork needs to start. So this is what I built. Took a piece of 1-inch solid rod, I threaded it for 14 1.5. Then I TIG welded all this on, and now we have a fork and the standoff. This line is there because this portion is how much the steering rack can move in. It'll push out that far. It basically has 2 1/4 travel each way. You can see that falls right in there. So now we can run a tie rod to there. We've made one of these for both sides. Now we have a lot of leverage area on this because it's so long. So the reason for that mark was to show where I can basically put a support on this side of that line. So I can come up with something that comes off this tube I've stuck in here. I'll probably end up welding this in and making another one for the other side, and then running a crossbar with a like a polyurethane bushing in here that this can slide on. So when you want to remove it, you just unthread this and slide it through that support. We'll do the support in a minute though. It's not important right now, but we definitely want to make it so there's not a lot of force going on this and wanting to break it. So we will add that bracket for sure. Now the biggest thing is I need to measure and get our accurement angle right and get a tie rod. That's what we're going to do next. And then once the tie rods are done on both sides, then we can mount our brake rotors up, or calipers.
A few moments later.
So I keep playing around with this suspension, and this is strange because of how the A-arms are on an angle. They're not just straight on the side of the buggy. And I did worry about this starting this because I've never messed with something angled like this. But I would assume that as long as those pivot points are around about centered, which they are, you can kind of shoot a line from A-arm side to side and see that when going straight, that falls in line. And that's how we do a normal setup. But I'm still getting bump steer. I don't have bump steer in the center. I've got this tie rod the same level as this bad boy. That's what you do on dual A-arms. And if you don't have that correct, then you'll get bump steer. But I'm getting bump steer nevertheless, you know, like, so in the center it's fine, but as soon as I go above center, like, I'm getting a few inches of travel, probably what these shocks are going to do. But the problem is I don't want to set something up and then have to cut it all back apart. after the meetup because we're putting FOA shocks on this. We're not going to be able to do it before the meetup because we don't have time to wait on them and measure everything out and weigh everything. But factory, I was wondering how they got away with the tie rod starting back here, the pivot point. That's how it was factory. So I think I'm going to take all this apart. I mean, luckily everything's tacked. Like this is just tacked 2 times these bungs, so I didn't waste anything. I don't know, but this has to be correct, obviously, or you're going to get bump steer while driving. It's going to be awful. So I'm going to play around with this, and I'll let you know what I come up with and what fixes it.
You win. Perfect.
Out straight that bad boy. Alrighty, so we've done a lot of stuff off camera. A lot. That's a lot. So we added these bars here because this was a lot of 1/8 inch aluminum that was exposed, and I didn't want some big daddy like myself stepping on it and just bowing the aluminum over time. You know, I'm built like a freaking tanker. We cut that bar out there, and we had to put a piece of 3/16 flat stock, a 90-degree bent it to cap off that tube, so that looks good. And because that tube was right where your heel wanted to lay. Brake, gas pedal, everything's done. Mounted floors are 100% mounted. We welded in these bars for the seat belts to wrap around. It was going to wrap around this one, but the header on the big block Briggs is real close to the seat belt if we went around that back tube. So that's why we added these. So that's done. We added these bars just to give more roof support, and it looks better. We're about to add one last little bar that connects there just to make that strong. Is it overkill? Maybe. Sue me about it. Got the dashboard in. You've seen all that. And then Chris, while I was working on a lot of stuff, has got these flanges here. He welded on some angle on the back of the tank. He also welded on those the bung thing, the plate from Sin Cut Sin. Fuel pump on there or no? No. So he also did put on that plate for the fuel pump, and then we got a bung right there. Oh yeah, I have to order. You have to put a different needle and seat in the carbs that we're running on this for fuel pressure. Factory, it'll overflow the bowl. So I gotta order that. Oh yeah, and then he made this. That's sick because when we plate this off with 1/8 inch aluminum, you know, so it's skinned, you would take the lid off, put the plate on, put the lid back on, then the lid will stick right there in the dash. I think it looks pretty sick. What do you think, Chris?
Looks pretty good.
Thanks.
Everything lined up real straight.
Then we mounted, Harbor Freight just came out with these Road Shock Edge lights, and these things are legit. They got these covers on them. They have running lights, high beams, and low beams. And then the front bumpers, the cord's pulled out because we got to rewrap it tighter because I switched that from a cable to a nylon. But I think this thing looks like the RC car from Toy Story. I think it looks sick, and I think Lonnie should let me powder coat it the color of RC car. Maybe I just do it and don't ask him. So yeah, so we're going to work on some more stuff. We got to set the engine back in. We elongated the holes a little bit to slide the engine back, and then we can final assemble the engine, and then I got to button up some stuff on the rear. So, you know, keep on play. Oh yeah, it's got some clear yellow or orange, amber. I think it looks pretty sick. Sheesh, that looks real nice, Christopher Robbins. I think it looks good. It's looking sick. Lonnie's pretty proud of it. But yeah, so we're gonna proceed on and keep installing stuff and get this thing that much closer, please. All right, so we're gonna show you. We went ahead and pulled the tank out to show you how the tank goes in. It fits like a glove, I tell you. And this tank was thrown together. It's not my best work. It's not horrible, but you can see she goes right in. It bolts right there where you're squeezing. You got 2 bolts on each side, and that's what supports it. So we're gonna get all this buttoned up because it's done. Right? We don't need to pressure test anything else.
No.
Think should?
Shouldn't leak, but we don't have things to pressure test.
Oh, that's a heck of a zoom.
This thing doesn't fit.
Great. Just leave it like that. Just go. So that's it for this video. We got a lot more done that's actually for a different video on this build. So we've been really knocking it along, and we're getting very close. I've already started the wiring on it. I've got about 80% of the wiring done on the chassis. and we have figured out what front shocks we're going to go with. We just got to actually pull them off the Yamaha build and slap them on the front of this. I don't know if we'll get time to build the trailing arms before the meetup, but if not, we already have all the plates from Sin Cut Sin cut for it, and I just don't think I'll have my wheel hubs and everything in time. When this video goes live, we only got like 5 or 6 days, so she's coming up quick. So we got to get on mini bikes. Mini bike Monday is finally coming back, so you will get a mini bike video of us prepping all the mini bikes and stuff. And we finally completely did the electric mini bike. It's back from powder coat. So we really hope to see you out at a 10-year event. You can go to rbgcarts.com/events to see when it is, where it is, and check on all that stuff. We're going to be giving away a ton of stuff, hanging out with people. It's going to be an awesome time. So we really hope to see you there. And that's it for this video. Make sure to check out Small Engine Warehouse for those big block Briggs. And we'll try to link as much parts down in the video description as possible that we use on this build. Thank you guys. We love you. And God bless.